Well, g'day and welcome to another Carnage House interview. We have the boys here from Remote Smash TV. Gentlemen, the Unofficial Eels Media Team, how are we going?
Oh, we're well. How are you?
Terrific. It's game day. I'm excited. I think everyone's excited. There's a certain buzz about the place. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Remote Smash TV? What is it? How did you start? What gave you the inspiration for it?
Legend.
Yeah. Well, the name speaks for itself. We obviously very passionate Parramatta fans, and there's been a few smashed remotes in our time supporting Parramatta.
Yes.
Not many this year, which has been good. But yeah, we just started. We met a few years ago. Both realised we both love the club. Both absolutely loved a beer.
Absolutely.
So we got together and we started as a bit of a drinking game. Like we'd go on Instagram Live and it was, like finish a beer for a try and we'd have certain specials, just like you would on sports bet or whatever. And it was like so-and-so scores a double, it's a shot of tequila or whatever. And yeah, it was a raging success pretty early on. It was actually the last three games of 2017. Yeah. Oh, 2017, 2018. No, 2018. Yeah, when we got the spoon. So we were going to start it at the start of that year, and then we lost our first 7 or something like that. We were like, screw this. We watch every week no matter what, all the way through. But it was obviously very hard, and then we just finally made the decision to start it, and then we lost our last 3 by about 40 points each week or something.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of piss sunk. But our first game was actually Reed Marnie's debut, so we shared that with him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. That's nice. Does he know?
Yeah, he's the local here.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Where we're from, so
we actually had a chat to him in the sheds last year.
Yeah. Oh, really? How was that?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, he's
good
a lad.
man.
He's an absolute lad.
Absolute lad.
Good. Did you meet any other guys or just him?
All of them, really.
Yeah, all of them. We got to go into the sheds after Broncos at Bank West, so that was our first time.
The first one, not the 58-0.
Oh, the first one.
First one. Yeah. David Gower, actually, he put a lot of time in. He came over and said hi. Sibo was good. He's a big human.
Is he? You know what? I actually heard the other week, I had a mate who I think had a couple of beers with him, and he said that he actually wasn't as big as he thought he was going to be.
What?
Yes, fact. He said, he's thick, but he's not as big as you would think.
Wow.
But then again, my mate talks a lot of shit, so it's...
Mate, he's a big human. And he's huge. And you just tell he's a gentle giant, but I mean, we'll all see when he can do on the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to tackle him.
We actually got in there before the speech was finished for the end of the game, so we got to hear Brad Arthur talk to the players before even the families or anything. Really.
Yeah, so it was just the team, Brad and us. Yeah, that was it.
So how did you get invited to that?
So Peter Sharp, the assistant coach.
Yeah.
His daughter.
No,
wasn't it? Not assistant coach, head trainer.
Yeah, trainer.
Sorry, I always get that one confused. We've got all these bloody people messaging us. I always get it.
It must be tough being famous.
Yeah.
It's Murphy.
It's not my. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I always get them mixed up.
It's Murphy's daughter. Yeah. They live down the road from one of our mates. So.
Yeah. So I don't have the connection. So we just got to the ground and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna get us in the sheds." Blah blah. This is our mate that we're going to see tonight. And next thing you know, they're waving us over at the end of the game. Oh well, it was actually Marion, wasn't it, that got us the tickets?
Yeah.
One of the main sponsor for the club, or main sponsor for Brad Arthur. You can see it on the coaching box now. What is it?
The HVAC company.
Yeah. So he got us the box with the beers and all that, and that was good. And then she pulled us over, and the security were like, "Who are these guys?" We're coming out of the
fair enough.
And then he was like, "No." And then she come out, and then she's pointed at us, and then whatever, and then he's gone, "Yeah, sweet, come down the sheds."
Nice.
Yeah,
that's good. So how have you found the reactions been from Eels fans, non-Eels fans to Remote Smash TV?
We've got a bit of arrogance about us these days.
Yeah, they love it. Even like all the old boys and Broncos, because we live in Queensland, so it's Broncos orientated the whole way. We've heard it for 10 years. Broncos. Media drives this massive train. News Limited, obviously, it's huge. So we've just sat there and just been fed.
Yeah,
game after game.
Matt hates Brisbane as much as we love Parramatta.
Nice, fair enough. Yeah, it's a tough place to live if you don't like it.
Yeah, Broncos supporters follow us, and we have great.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I reckon that's the fastest way. If you sledge the other team, I reckon, like for Eels fan TV, the best TV has always been, and the best ones, I reckon most of the followers for like Arsenal fan TV, which is where it kind of started, guys who support other teams, who just tune in every week to watch the Arsenal fans sledge the coach and sledge the players, right? So it's always the best comments are always from supporters from other teams. Yeah. Well, that's good. So we're next for Remote Smash TV. I mean, obviously, you're not smashing the remote as much because Eels are playing well, right? So it's kind of annoying almost. Have you had to change the rules or?
Well, we had a lot of younger followers, so we sort of
had to tone it down.
We had to tone it down. We're in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Like, where do we go from? Like, what direction do we want to go? Just get back, one for our liver, but also for the younger viewers. We get loose when we get on it, so
we'll probably save a few good ones for bigger games towards the end of the year. But we really want to build it, and one day soon, hopefully, have an actual decent setup with like a para bar. Yeah, it's been hard. I was actually living in the US last year toward the end of the year, which was tough.
We missed a lot of games.
And then Matt was living up here while I was still on the Gold Coast, so it's been. But now we're just 10 minutes apart. So
nice, cute.
Yeah.
So this year was our first full year where we could really get into it.
Yeah. But we've started slow. We've both been super busy, but I think towards running, I was going to actually discuss this today. Running into the second half of the year, we're really going to ramp it up.
Yeah, for sure.
But the para bar is the dream one day. Memorabilia and perfect fucking TV and setup and all that, and beer fridge, and you know what I mean. The perfect.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I see you guys are getting on the syrup pretty early. It looks like it's going to be. Are you going to make it to the game? Well, the game's at like 7:30, or are you going to nap in the afternoon?
I've got to drive, so I can only have one, and we're going to have one soon. We're going to visit a mate quickly, and then we'll be on the road.
Yeah, we might do a bit of Insta Live on the way down, on the way drive down. So it's 2-hour drive. So.
Yeah. Well, who's driving?
Me.
Yeah, well, you can get on the gear then.
As soon as we find some Blokeinabar, he'll be into it.
Yeah, 100%. So you guys are well, I don't know if you're going to be trying Dean Kemp's beer. You guys said before you're pretty excited. Apparently, it's easy drinking. What do you think about Blokeinabar? Do you like what he's done with it?
Mate, I think he's absolutely nailed it. Like the branding, the story
content
behind it, just the marketing, like
the
content, it's quality. Like his podcast is fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't want to kiss his ass too much because it sounds like a bit of a man crush, but just his
nothing wrong with that.
Is just quality listening. He's so fair, but he's so accurate, and he knows his footy. Obviously, he's played bloody NRL, but I mean, he's great. And the blow-in's a low-key MVP as well. He's pretty good too.
Yeah, he's hit the market. His targeted market is just right on the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you nail the rugby league fan base, then it kind of makes sense that you get a beer going, 100%.
And it's good. It's good him with having the relationship with YKTR too, and that's good fun. So it's just good. You just don't need to listen to the general shit in the media anymore.
The media is changing.
Yeah. And these guys are ahead of the curve, and now the fruits of their labor from a few years ago, because he had that podcast like 4 years ago at least. I remember seeing it when he had the locker room.
Yeah.
Way back. And I've only really been an avid listener this year, I'll be honest, but I mean, I don't even click on anything else anymore. It's just YKTR and Blokeinabar. It's all I consume.
Well, 100%. Like it used to, and even you see with the TV shows as well. No one watches the footy show anymore. Footy shows used to be an institution. It used to be something that everyone would watch religiously.
Yeah.
Even like when Matty Johnson's on there, even like the vintage stuff when it was actually funny as well.
Yeah.
But now obviously no one watches. It's crap.
Nah. See, Fox League has chewed up all that with the 24/7 channel
every night.
But you've got to listen still. There's a lot of dribble on there now. They've obviously got people that are on a platform that are filling in spaces.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's like every week there's a new Matty John show.
Yeah. Oh, Matty John show's killer.
Yeah, it is good.
He's the gold standard. I reckon he's the gold standard for TV.
Yeah, and Fletch are brilliant. It's just the lads talking. Like, it's what everyone wants to hear. I don't know if you've caught up on the Footy Companion from Thursday night with YKTR Sports yet.
No, I haven't.
Finchy was a guest on there. I think that's
I saw that. I saw that about him. The left boot. The left boot story.
That is must-watch viewing. There. It's brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm a big fan of Matty Johns. I reckon what they've done at Fox Sports has definitely elevated kind of the viewer experience. Definitely. And you know what the thing is that I think makes it is that on the footy show you often get a bunch of guys who never really were. Like, never really were that good. But, like, you look at the Matty Johns show, you've got Gordon Tallis, Brian Fletcher and Hindmarsh. All three have played for Australia, played a whole bunch of Origins. Like, the actual credentials are there. Yeah. Like, it's not some guy who played 10 games and then kind of came on and he's looking for a media career. Like,
like Paul Kent playing 4 games. Yeah.
I like Paul Kent, though. I like PK.
I thought it was one.
I love PK. I think PK is one of the real ones.
I think he's actually, like, as a foil for Ben Ikin, it works. Like, it's actually someone's got to be the bad guy, the devil's advocate. But
well, those two work together. Those two work really well. I'm actually a big fan of Ben Ikin.
Yeah. We got a lot of Fox Sports and Fox Tell people that follow us. So that's an interesting little take. Yeah.
All right. Here's one. We got to try and get this thing viral as best we can. And why don't you guys give a call out or a sledge? Who do you think is the worst commentator across all platforms? That's Channel 9, Fox Sports.
On the spot.
Yeah. Come on.
No, I can't even. Well, from Fox Sports.
Fox Sports, Channel 9.
I don't even know his name. There's a guy at the moment.
Buzz Rothfield.
Oh, yeah, he's not a commentator.
Rothfield is the king of the dribblers.
He is rubbish.
You seen those cheeks? He's on the piss at 9 o'clock every day. Every day.
Like, I don't really enjoy having a crack at someone who's having a go and, you know, someone who's out there putting their own opinion out there. But, I mean, he's obviously not very well liked by a bunch of people in the media. You see that Peter Sterlo doesn't like him. Gould doesn't like him. There's a bunch of heavyweights who really don't like him. He comes on and sometimes I can barely understand what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I know.
He spins a lot of
yarns.
Who gave him a heavy spray? Yeah. Did you see that? That was crazy.
Who was it?
Phil Gould gave him a heavy spray on Twitter last week or the week before.
Yeah, I think it was that sarcastic tweet he put out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The really sarcastic one. Yeah.
I was like, wow.
He just comes up with rumours that are not even close to the money.
Well, interesting was that the Hooper rumour with who's the Raiders guy?
Bateman.
Bateman.
Yeah.
Hooper turned out to be totally on the money.
I know. I was a bit like, ooh, fuck.
And everyone was jumping on the back in the Raiders guy and saying, Hooper needs to go do one. But it turns out Hooper was exactly right the whole way through.
I've actually had beers with Hooper in Sydney. He's actually quite a good bloke. Yeah.
Okay, so all right. So Rothfield definitely gets a spray. That's number 1 on the list. I'm going to throw one out there. I think Michael Ennis is way overrated as a commentator.
I'm going to politely disagree. I quite like Michael Ennis.
He has been angling for a lead, like his own show for so long. As soon as he got a commentator gig, he started asking questions to other panelists when Yvonne was hosting. I saw it the whole way through. He's been angling for his own gig the whole time. I think he's good. But I think people need to stop blowing smoke up Michael Ennis. Like, I reckon.
I think
everyone just needs to calm down on the Michael Ennis bandwagon, I think.
Yeah. No, he. I think there's a lot of. I see a guy on Twitter that just bags the shit out of him as well. And there's also a page. Oh no, either a hashtag or an account called shit Braith says. Like Braith anasta, and it's just like.
Dude, Braith anasta, that guy's a dribbler. That guy is. We can agree. That guy dribbles.
Things like, they need to score here if they want to win this game. No shit. That's what everyone's trying to do.
There was one game the other week which had the halftime show was like Braith anasta, Corey Parker, and I think Cooper Cronk. And I think out of those three, I would probably only listen to Cooper Cronk and Bailey. Bailey. I thought that halftime lineup is below average.
Cooper Cronk wrote an article yesterday or the day before on Dylan Brown. Absolutely.
That was good. Did he write that? And Fox Sports?
commentated the media.
The little videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was sensational.
Yeah, that was.
Cooper's got a good brain. Cooper is a thinking guy.
Massive raps on Dylan Brown as well, from Cooper Cronk. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we might as well talk a little bit about the game and the performance. So last week we saw that the Eels really struggled on the fifth tackle. So that was a pretty consistent theme. So a lot of balls going to the ground, people not in the right spot. Rothfield basically nowhere on the fifth tackle. All he could really do was run the ball.
Yeah.
It seems like, when we towed up the Cowboys, everyone was saying, yeah, we don't really need Moses back urgently. Yeah. But after last week, I think everyone's going, actually, we really do need Moses back. Yeah. What was your thoughts on particularly kind of the fifth tackle options?
I reckon we need to, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more early kicks tonight. I think Marnie especially.
Yeah, the dummy half.
I've got no problems with just, our forward pack's doing a good enough job. I've got no problems just hitting it up and just putting a bomb up. Like, we're going to grind them out of the game. We've shown we can do that this year. Inside the 20, probably I would be looking towards Dill Brown a bit more. I would just say Marnie and Brown kicking, to be honest with you. Or just run it.
We're clunky on the fifth, only because it's inexperienced, but it's a good time for us to have this while it's not at the key section. And if we get down the track and Moses is injured again, they've had a little bit of game time. So
for sure.
It may help long term. We just got to weather the storm.
Yeah.
It is a bit clunky.
I think Marnie should kick more.
Yeah. He's done me
out of the even on the fourth tackle. Just put it in the corner if we're sitting around halfway.
Our defense is killer.
Yeah. The defense has been really good. Has been really good.
Now. And Manly's obviously got a few out, so kick return's not as bit of an issue tonight.
Manly does have a couple out, but so do the Eels. So late mail coming in today is that Madison and Ferguson are both going to be out. You got Takarangi coming in, and I think
Niokoro,
but there's also what's his
Davey.
Yeah.
Who comes? So if Fergo and Meadow are out, Davey comes in. Who else comes in?
Davey comes in. There's Takarangi comes in, and then there's also let's have a look. George Jennings.
George.
Yes.
George.
George gets a run. Good to see George back. You know what? When he has played, he's been good.
Yeah, he's solid.
When we had that wooden spoon season, every week he was like 180 to 200 meters.
Yeah.
He was just smashed. He was one of the low-key heroes of that year. A very bad year.
Yeah, so he'll be on Walker's side.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's a good defender.
Yeah.
Matt's been a bit concerned about, well, we both have, but he's probably a little bit more fired up about it than I am.
The right side.
Wonga Blake's defence on the right, shooting out. But he's hurting people, so I've got no issue if he's going to hit.
Well, the thing is with that up and in style of defence, it works as long as you make your tackle.
Correct.
Exactly. And
as soon as you don't, you're in trouble.
But the good teams will expose.
Yeah, exactly. So like Keary, even Keary will. Keary, by the way, I think he's the best player in the NRL.
Yeah,
I think he's actually head and shoulders.
Yeah,
I think he's better than Tedesco. I think he's better than Cam Smith. I think if people are not saying that Keary should be playing Origin, I think they need to get their head checked. He is literally the reason why the Roosters go and just pump teams every week.
Yeah,
he plays with the speed and intensity. Like, he sums them up.
The speed and the support play. You guarantee when when Tedesco makes a break, it's always Keary right next to him.
Yeah.
100%. I think he's $1 million plus player, at least 1.2.
Yeah. And I think he's still underrated. Like, people aren't talking about him enough.
100%.
Denning Kemp loves him. Like, he always on the.
We were talking last week that the bottom teams at the moment all have $1 million players.
Yeah, they do. Well, you got to sign these long-term contracts to get these guys to come play at your club. Like, you see Ash Taylor on the Gold Coast. Like, he has been subpar for a long time.
I'm sorry for him. He should have. The jump was just too big. Yeah, he should have gone and maybe stayed there and bided his time and been that 350, 400K player with potential. But the Titans screwed him.
They're doing it with Fafita. They're throwing that cash.
I know. And even I don't think Nick Kotrick's gonna worth that money to go to the Bulldogs.
I'm hot on Nick Kotrick, big time. Big time.
He's a beast. More than a quality outside back.
A back's not going to win your game. Nah. Not a winger. Not at 600.
No. I think they're.
I could justify paying 600 for Kotrick, I reckon, for sure. 100%. That guy can score tries. And
they need a lot of $400,000 players.
Yeah, they need to do what we did last 2 years ago.
And just,
the Bulldogs need more than a couple 400. The Bulldogs need a whole revamp. I mean, I look at that team and I go, I don't think that any of you guys would even make the Eels squad.
No, I can't think of one player right now.
Josh Jackson's probably the
Josh Jackson, but
no, I wouldn't put him in our forward.
Josh Jackson from 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
But has he just become what the club is?
Yeah, average, 100%. Yeah. Shout out to the boys in Blokeinabar. Drop a comment below. I want to hear it. What you guys have to say, the Bulldogs fans. Bulldogs fans TV. That would be an interesting one. 100%. I reckon if I turned up to Blokeinabar or wherever the Bulldogs are playing, I don't even know where they're playing anymore, with an Eels jersey, I reckon there's a good chance I wouldn't make it out of there. I reckon there's a good chance.
Yeah.
Good chance, particularly with the way they're playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Nah. And it's hard not to smile as an Eels fan right now, isn't it?
You know what? It's the worst thing. The Eels fan TV, it's the worst time to do it because every week we're winning, right? If we did it 2 years ago, it would have been the funniest shit ever. I guarantee you.
And that was where we started. We started.
Oh my God. It would have been so funny. I'm hoping that we lose a couple games this year just so I can get some good content because it's annoying.
We actually haven't lost since the last round of 2018. Every time we film with the camera, we've won.
So annoying.
We haven't filmed a lot.
Annoying. Obviously, it's a good problem to have, but I'm going to have to start doing Tigers fan TV, I think. I'm 100% going to be doing it like when we do play the Tigers because I got a couple
next week.
Yeah, next week, 100%.
Yeah, they're coming off a big win. They're coming off a big win, so that'll be interesting.
Tigers are absolute hot garbage. I will say that for a fact. There is not a single team that I think is more overblown than the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
If you've got Benji Marshall as your best option, I'm sorry, but you guys are in some trouble. You guys I've been loved Benji for obviously I grew up kind of with Benji, like 05 Benji, I think I was like 10. So incredible, but mate, that guy's like 40. Can we not do better than that if you're the Tigers?
Those teams that come off big wins normally get pumped the next week.
Yeah. 100%. Especially the Tigers. Because for whatever reason, their supporters just keep saying, okay, well, now we're going to make the top 4, all this rubbish. I got a couple good mates who are Tigers fans who I'm consistently reminding them that I think if there was going to be a team from Sydney that gets relocated for a second Brisbane team potentially, or to maybe Perth or Adelaide, I think it would definitely be the Tigers. And I think it should be the Tigers as well. They're probably, outside of the Roosters, I think they've got the worst fans in the league. And I also think that basically no one's really interested in the game. They've obviously got a very poorly run club. The organisation sucks. They cannot. How do you finish 9th, like 4 years in a row? How do you do it? Right? So you kind of
blow up or figure it out.
Either blow it up or commit. Yeah.
We've got a mate who loves the Tigers, and he's had been bagging Gutherson. He's so overrated, so slow.
And I was actually one of those guys.
Oh, and now
I wasn't hot on Gutherson.
We send him every week the Daily M chart. And he bites so bad.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. But I think definitely the Tigers need to be moved. I think probably next after that would probably be the Bulldogs. If we were to make way for either a second Brisbane team or a Perth or Adelaide team. That would be
up here, I just walk around to all the Brisbane supporters say, you'll be Brisbane Bombers fans next year anyway, so it doesn't really matter this year.
Exactly right. Okay, who do we think is premiership contender number 1 and also most overrated team in general number 2? Who's your pick to win outside the Eels?
Yeah, Roosters
still a bench. Melbourne, it goes Roosters, Melbourne, Para, I think are the teams, and then Penrith.
I think Penrith are overrated at this point.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's the team.
Yeah.
Penrith, for whatever reason, they do this every year though. Every year we think that Penrith are going to be top 4 team, and then towards like rounds 15 to 22, they just really fall off a cliff, and then they got to win. They got to win 2 or 3 in a row to make the 8, and then and then they get knocked out in the first round.
They'll get found out. I think. I just can't see them. We play them again soon, don't we?
Yes, we do play them again.
A few weeks. Yeah.
That's some good stuff there. Okay, most overrated team in the NRL outside of Penrith, you've got to think even the Cowboys maybe.
I was high. I was high on them, and then just they just pass. They're just crap at the moment. Like there's something there. They had
even when Michael Morgan goes back in, I still don't think they'll win games.
No. He's not the answer. They didn't
For whatever reason, the Cowboys fans think he's the answer. I know we had one guy come up and when we were doing the Eels fan TV after the Eels pumped him, he said, the reason we lost was because Morgan was out. I don't really know if Morgan accounts for 50 points or whatever it was.
No.
the thing I hate is because we're Queenslanders, is they pick Morgan at centre, and like Moses Mbai plays centre as well. I'm like, they're not Queensland State of Origin centres.
No. Mbai's not even barely a first grader.
No, and they keep picking them as centres in the State of Origin team.
I'm happy for them to do that if they really want to. You know, they always say, if your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt them. I am more than happy to see Mbai match up against Latrell, Trebojevic, whoever we put.
How can we go from GI to that as our centres?
Yeah.
Anyone who's in the Tigers should just be automatically banned from State of Origin until they sort themselves out. You guys don't get a look in. I mean, Luke Brooks is even getting dropped for Benji Marshall, and then he came back in at the end. But all right, boys, what's the score tonight? What's the who's going to win by how much?
I think 30 to
18.
I reckon 30 to 10 or 28-10, something like that. I think we'll have a good start. We'll grind them, put a few on midway through the second half, and they'll score a couple of lates.
They're a good team to come from behind.
Yeah.
They do. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into a real dogfight as well.
Yeah. Manly.
That's not what you want not against Manly. Particularly when you've got Cherry Evans there, who can kick a field goal if it comes down to it. Like, he can ice a game.
I know.
He's a heads-up player.
Do you remember when Denny Levi carved us up for the Knights? About 2 years? Last year.
Yeah.
He plays for Manly, and he's got that potential to
he does. He's on and off. He's on and off, Danny Levi. People were hot on him for a while, and then kind of died off. But
100%.
He could come back. He could come back. All right, boys. Well, I really appreciate your time, and good to see you guys giving a shout out to Blokeinabar, Dean Camp. Obviously, he's had a lot of smoke blown up him today. You two. If he doesn't give you guys a shout out, I'm going to be furious on your behalf.
No. We're going to get the beer on us today, so
we'll be right.
100%. Well, you're starting early, and it's good to see. I mean, we don't have as many young viewers. We got a lot of old viewers. So the day drinking, morning drinking, I think they'll appreciate, and that they will get around.
Yeah, good.
Get around, 100%. All right. Well, we appreciate your time, boys. And hopefully the Eels get up.
Up the boys. Thanks, legend.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
See you, bud.
Yeah.